Welcome to the Fatherhood News Podcast. Please follow us here and subscribe to us on YouTube for your daily news headlines of all the news from the fatherhood space in Elite Dangerous. Here are today's headlines on the 3rd of December 3306. Good evening, I am Jim Cooper.
And I'm Hannah Williams.
We start today's broadcast with news from the Pilots Federation. In an alert blast today, the Pilots Federation have issued the following statement.
Parallel campaigns in the Empire and the Federation to provide commodities for building new capital ships have ended. The Federal Navy's construction program was boosted by deliveries of building fabricators, microbial furnaces, and energy grid assemblies. Contributing pilots can now collect their rewards at Schweikert City and the Perutis system. As a result, 5 newly completed Farragut-class battle cruisers will become operational within a matter of days. They are expected to be patrolling in several federal systems including Atropos, Imancaba, LHS 142, LFT 367, and Wolf 25. The Imperial Navy is also rewarding all traders who delivered building fabricators, microbial furnaces, and energy grid assemblies for use in its shipyards. Payments can be collected from Miyasaka Orbital in the manned system. It has been confirmed that 4 new Majestic-class interdictors will shortly join the fleet. Filed flight plans suggest that their shakedown cruises will take place in the Kaimekilo, Aranica, Theta Indi and Zelano systems. As well as capital ships, Federal Congress and the Imperial Senate have both increased funding for other military operations, including support vessels and ground forces.
After the power cycle today, Arissa Lavigny-Duval maintains her galactic dominance while Zachary Hudson and Edmund Mahan continue to trail behind. However, in a surprising move, Leon Rui has elevated himself with his Shroud business practice above Felicia Winters and Denton Petraeus. Experts predict that the star systems of Luchu Wader, Nachok Og, Hoth, Lulua and Hanapati are now the focus for expansion, as commanders loyal to all sides continue to shift the balance of power.
Now here is Tamaya Sutton in our ongoing segment, The Distant Return.
Looking at his bookmark from the night before, knowing that undiscovered Wolf-Rayet stars are within reach, Mad Dog MacD made the hard choice to continue on to his 4th waypoint, the Eagle Nebula. Yet only hours into his course his sense of curiosity got the best of him. He can see on the galactic map that he was only 15 jumps away from a potential undiscovered Wolf-Rayet star. This time temptation was a cruel mistress. With every jump more uncharted star systems presented themselves, and his explorer spirit would not allow him to jump without mapping every stellar body. After hours of collecting cartographic data, jumping from system to system, with light years in supercruise, he finally reached his target, a Wolf-Rayet star, alone in the black, no other stellar body orbiting it. He loaded his system map, and as the blue ring continued to load, the hope that he would be the first to discover this star grew more and more, until the Universal Cartographic System returned the name of a commander that first discovered this system. He shut down the system, and with a heavy sigh, Mad Dog MacD leaned back in his pilot's seat, looking at the galaxy map, thinking to himself, 1,700 light-year deviation, was it worth it? With a smile on his face, he thought, this is what it's all about. He raised his glass of Iranian whiskey, and said, this one is to you, my trusty Anaconda, and to the crew of Distant Worlds too. Tomorrow, the Eagle Nebula awaits, and so does the hunt for the Wolf-Rayet.
Commander Warlord Pixel Operative, the Fatherhood Navy spokesperson, issues the following naval operational order to all Fatherhood commanders. A conflict is rapidly escalating in the Fatherhood's capital system of Heijiangai. Ever since defense was outsourced to the dictatorship faction Defense Force of Heijiangai, the system has experienced a reduction in system security. Normally the Fatherhood chooses to not outsource security, especially to a dictatorial faction, but the fatherhood forces were stretched thin with ongoing expansions and conflicts that arose in bordering systems. Tensions have been growing over the past few weeks, and now an open conflict has broken out in Hejiangai. The war between the revolutionary NLTT 14879 Democrats and Hejiangai industry has shown no clear victor, despite the involvement of defense forces. As per Fatherhood SOP, advance forces were deployed to quell the conflict early and defend the Democrats from their aggressors. However, fighting has been intense and follow-on forces have been requested by Fatherhood Command. Fatherhood naval vessels are directed to enter conflict zones in Hejiangai and assist friendly forces IVO of frontline areas. The bulk of the fighting is occurring IVO Hejiangai 3 with sporadic fighting around Hejiangai 1, 4A, 5A and lastly, Hejiangai 7. Fatherhood naval vessels are ordered to destroy any hostile presence encountered and protect local citizens to avoid any SIVKA's incidents. Fatherhood starport Schwan and Lee Orbital are actively resupplying Fatherhood advance forces and may be utilized by follow-on forces. There are also several advanced Fatherhood fleet carriers in the system supporting naval operations IVO Hejiangai Planets 1, 2, and 3. More carriers may arrive with fresh supplies, so be sure to update your navigation logs regularly. Revolutionary NLTT 14879 Democrats are also offering independent missions and rewards on top of combat bonds you will receive conducting normal operations. All Fatherhood commanders are encouraged to participate for some extra credits. This mission is of vital importance to the security of Fatherhood space and as such will be invaluable to Fatherhood Command and its citizens. Updates will likely follow this order to keep you apprised. Commanders, we must keep the peace. We go live now to an urgent press conference from Commander Pixel Operative, the Fatherhood Navy spokesperson, for more on this order.
Commander, does this mean that the contract between the Fatherhood and Defense Force of Hejiangai will not be renewed?
Frankly, that is a decision that rests with Fatherhood Command. I'm here to take questions regarding the operation.
Could we see this as an indication that the Fatherhood Navy will return to provide security to this star system?
The Fatherhood's ultimate goal is to provide the safety and security to its citizens. However, with a vast amount of citizens, there will always be friction among factions. This conflict is no different. Command noticed a reduction in system security since the contract was issued, as some citizens did not agree with it, and decided to cause trouble for their neighbors. Fatherhood Command moved to deploy naval forces immediately to help remedy the situation and stabilize the system.
What do you have to say that this order was only issued to line the deep pockets of the Fatherhood Navy? You have abandoned your citizens for a number of cycles now, since the bounty increase. This order is the first of its kind in the Fatherhood space since the outsource program.
Many commanders conduct independent service and detached pirate suppression operations throughout Fatherhood space, and we expressly reject the notion that we abandon our citizens. We will always strive to keep the peace among our citizens and ensure the safety and security of Fatherhood space.
A follow-up, if you please. Will you be donating your commander's bounty rewards to help Prunaraya survey?
How to best help Pranaryu survey will be a decision that rests with Fatherhood Command. Thank you. No more questions.
In election news, workers of Yaxbalam Alliance spokesman said today that they have received notification of a pending election notification from Kalaga Republic Party for their robotics factory in Taylor Relay.
In Squadron News, the Fatherhood would like to welcome the following commanders: for Blue Squad, Commander Duplicitus, Commander Real, Commander Lamastal; for Red Squad, Commander T. Alejandro, Commander Bebeski Chort; and last but by no means least for Green Squad, Commander Gedimus. Welcome, commanders, to the Fatherhood.
And finally, today we would like to announce a very special event. As many of our regular viewers know, we have amongst our family a galactic explorer that rocked the Fatherhood space earlier this year with his journey around the known codex and the rescue efforts of the distant sloths. Starting tomorrow, the Fatherhood News is happy to announce our new segment, The Sloth Rides Again. We will have several events that all commanders can partake in to ready our very own Commander Slothbot Peralta on his new adventure. Where will he be going? Well, you have to stay tuned to the Fatherhood News to find out, and visit thefatherhoodwing.space website tomorrow from 12 p.m. UTC for the start of the first event.
Now that is exciting news, and I can't wait for the launch event. I wonder where he will launch from.
I hear he is quite fond of Uchala Roja, And it's rumored he has a new holiday home there. Do you know if that's true, Hannah?
I think so. I know he was looking for new homes in Mentor also, and Hodor.
Well, I am looking forward to the interview with him in the coming cycles.
He is quite a fascinating person, and very charming.
And rich after all that cartographic data from his trip.
Well, I think we should leave it there. I have been Jim Cooper.
And I'm Hannah Williams.
Finally, I'm Tamaya Sutton. Remember, commanders, don't dream of the stars, fly amongst them. Thank you and good night.